Hello everyone, I'm Jasper and this is JJ Vids. Welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2002 Lexus IS300 Sportcross, but in particular we're going to be doing an in-person drive with this car through the canyons. We're going to stretch its legs a little bit, so bring you guys along with me for the ride, so stay tuned. So to break down what we have going on with this Lexus IS300 Sportcross, we have a few modifications done, like BC Racing Coilovers. We have these all-season Goodyear Eagle Sports tires, which are really sticky. We have a Greddy SP exhaust, catback exhaust on the car, which is going to make it sound a little bit louder. And then underneath the hood, we have a few modifications like the cold air intake, catless headers, which go with the exhaust system, and Mishimoto radiator. And pretty much other than that, it's fully stock. We don't have a tune or anything on this. It's pretty factory, other than the bolt-ons that I've done and the coilovers that are on it. So with that being said, we're going to take you along for a drive. Driving the Lexus IS300 Sportcross. And one of the first things you're going to notice is when you step on the gas, you're going to hear like a little whine. And that whine is coming from the transmission. And when I did the swap on this car, swapping it from an automatic transmission to a manual, this was one of the first things that I noticed, how loud and how present this whine was. Because you don't get this whine in a automatic Lexus IS300. And the second thing you're going to notice is just putting down the windows a little bit, how good the car sounds. The Greddy SP exhaust I did with the open up headers, it really opens up this car nice, and it makes it sound amazing to drive it on a day-to-day basis. Downshifts on this car are really nice, and the shifting on this car is super smooth. This doesn't feel compromised. It doesn't feel like this is a swapped car. This thing feels like it came like this with this transmission from the factory, which goes to show you that a manual transmission swap on these cars can be done, and it can be done really well to the point to where you can't even notice the difference. But we're in the canyons right now, and like I said, I do have BC Racing Coilovers on this car, and the reason I did these coilovers is precisely for reasons like this and roads like this, to make the car a little bit more stiff on the corners, and you know, taking any corner with confidence or speed. I mean, this thing will not have any body roll. The BC Racing Coilovers on this car have a few different adjustments, and the way I adjusted these BC Racing Coilovers is to be on the softest setting. So even though they're on the softest setting, we still have absolutely no body roll going into any corners with this car. An important thing to mention with Lexus IS300s and Lexus IS300 Sportcrosses is that the traction control in these cars are really sensitive. So if you hit any turn with speed and you kind of get those tires screeching a little bit, you're going to get a cut of power. So when we're in the canyons like this, I really prefer to drive with the traction control off, because it allows you to have full control of the car. To give you guys an example of what the traction control does when you hit a turn with power, take a look at the gauge cluster. So that was just losing a little bit of traction, and the traction control automatically came on and it just cut the power. So I always like to rock traction control off, because like I said, it really gives you full control of the vehicle when you're driving in situations like this. But taking any turn hard in the Lexus IS300 Sportcross with coilovers, I mean, it handles really well. Even at decent speed, tires still grip for days. You can even get this thing a little sideways if you want to. even though these Goodyear Eagle Sport tires have a lot less life on them after this video, they do grip really nice, but they also break loose when you want them to if you just kind of rev it up a little bit as well, which is why I really like them, because it's a good hybrid tire for everything that you would want. We'll do a little 0 to 60 through the rocks right here, get some noise. Through the turn. We just closed the sunroof back up in this car, and now I'm going to show you guys how this car drives when you're not going crazy, just driving normally. And with the windows up, you could definitely hear that tone of the exhaust, and you can really hear the whine from the transmission a lot more when the windows are up. But overall, there's no drone going on in the cabin. It's not super loud in here or anything like that. It's just that really happy in between to where you can hear your downshifts and upshifts in your car, so you know where your rev range is without actually looking at the RPM. But it's not too loud to the point to where it's really raspy and annoying and you're going to get pulled over all the time. It's that really happy in between. One important thing I want to mention about manual transmission Lexus IS300s, ones that are equipped with the W55 transmission, first gear in these cars are really tough to work with. You literally have to get below 10 miles an hour in order to shift into first. If you try shifting at like 15 miles an hour or whatever, like this, I'll show you guys, you'll grind. Every time you'll grind. So you really want to make sure that you're shifting in this car under 10 miles an hour. All right, you guys, it's going to be a great place to wrap up today's video, because I was able to show you guys the Lexus IS300 Sportcross, an in-person drive, and I got to show you guys how this car handles underneath pressure, under regular driving circumstances, and just having a lot of fun with the Sportcross. So if you guys enjoyed this type of content, be sure to give me a like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to never miss out on a future video. Remember not to miss out on the $50 O'Reilly's gift card giveaway I have going on for the 500 subscriber giveaway. Take a look at the description to learn more about that. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next video. Cheers.